Amara had everything people admired: wealth, respect, influence, and a name that opened doors before she even knocked. She moved through the city like someone who belonged everywhere, dressed in elegance, followed by success. Yet on one quiet morning, her life began to shift when her eyes met a man the world had already dismissed. He sat on the sidewalk with nothing but worn clothes and an old business newspaper. He wasn't begging. He wasn't complaining. He simply looked peaceful. "Good morning, ma'am," he said with a smile. She almost walked past him. Almost. But something made her stop and turn back. "Why are you reading the business pages?" she asked. Genuinely curious, because ideas don't expire, the man replied, his voice calm and clear. "Only opportunities do." That answer stayed with her, echoing in her mind long after she left. From that day on, Amara found herself returning to that same street. And every time she met the man Elijah, something good happened in her life. A new contract was signed, a creative breakthrough emerged, an unexpected opportunity presented itself. He spoke with wisdom, clarity, and a vision that seemed to pierce through the noise of the world. He gave her ideas that strengthened her business and created jobs for others. She would jot down his thoughts on her phone, often wondering how a man who lived on the streets could see so clearly what others with power and privilege could not. What puzzled her even more was how comfortable she felt with him. With Elijah, she didn't have to perform. She didn't have to be impressive or witty or polished. She could simply be herself. But with this newfound comfort, fear followed close behind. Amara belonged to a world where image was everything. Her friends sat in luxury restaurants discussing men of class, men with status, money, and reputation. Her best friend, Lena, often spoke about how love alone was never enough, that a man had to come with something tangible, something the world could see and admire. Amara listened to these conversations, and slowly shame crept into her heart. She began to wonder what they would say if they knew she was spending her time with a man who had nothing, what the community would think, what whispers and laughter would follow her name. Some days, she went to see Elijah anyway, drawn by the genuine connection they shared. Other days, she would see people she knew nearby and turn away, her heart heavy, choosing silence over courage. Each time she walked away, a piece of her heart felt like it stayed behind on that cold sidewalk. Eventually, she stopped going altogether. Her business continued to rise, but her joy faded. The success felt hollow. She had chosen safety over truth, image over connection, and though she told herself she had done the right thing, that she was being practical, she couldn't stop thinking about Elijah. She missed his calm presence, his sharp insight, his simple kindness, and the way he made her feel seen for who she was, not what she had. Then, life did something completely unexpected. One afternoon, her best friend Lena met Elijah by chance. He helped her when she dropped her purse, speaking to her with the same quiet wisdom that had once captivated Amara. A conversation followed, then another meeting, then another. Elijah encouraged her, listened to her, and made her feel safe in a way she hadn't felt with anyone before. Lena didn't see a homeless man. She saw a good man on hard times. She took him shopping. She took him to a barber. She helped him find a small place to stay. And slowly, with a little help and a lot of his own drive, Elijah began rebuilding his life. He invested wisely, studied the markets, and trusted his instincts. Within months, his discipline and intelligence paid off spectacularly. What began as a struggle for survival turned into abundance. The man the world had ignored became a millionaire. But more importantly, he remained the same gentle, kind, and grounded person he had always been. One evening, Amara sat with Lena and finally decided to confess everything. The guilt had become too much to bear. She told her about the man she loved but was too afraid to choose. She spoke of how she had listened to the opinions of others instead of her own heart. She admitted how her fear of judgment had cost her something real and beautiful. Lena listened quietly, her expression soft and understanding. Then she smiled. She told Amara that love comes in many forms and that she would never judge her. Then, Lena shared her own recent story. She told Amara how she too had met a man on the streets, how she gave him a chance, how he had changed her life for the better, and how he was now the most loving, successful man she had ever known. As she was speaking, the door to the apartment opened. A well-dressed man walked in, looking confident and happy. Amara looked up casually, then froze. It couldn't be. Elijah, she whispered, her voice trembling. The man stopped walking. His eyes searched her face, a mix of shock and old familiarity in them. Amara, he asked softly, is that you, or am I dreaming? The room went silent. Lena stepped beside him and took his hand. This, she said, looking at Amara, is the man I told you about. In that moment, the truth crashed down on Amara like a wave. She saw clearly not just what she had lost, but why she had lost it. She began to cry, not because Elijah belonged to someone else, but because she finally understood that the voices she had feared so much had never mattered. They were never going to live her life for her, never love for her, never carry the consequences of her choices. She had handed strangers the power to decide her own happiness, and she had lost. Standing there, with tears still falling, Amara felt something shift inside her. The sharp pain of regret remained, but it was slowly turning into a heavy, profound wisdom. Later that night, Amara stood alone on her balcony, watching the city lights flicker to life. Her phone buzzed with messages, notifications, a stream of opinions and expectations from the outside world. She picked it up and turned it face down. For the first time, she felt free. She realized that people would always talk whether she rose or fell, whether she chose love or walked away. Their opinions had never paid her bills, never healed her loneliness, never held her at night. And in that quiet dawn, Amara made a promise to herself. Never again would she abandon her own truth to protect an image, because the moment she stopped living for the opinions of others was the moment her life truly began. Thank you for watching this story. If you enjoyed it, please remember to subscribe. Share this video with your friends, leave a comment, and like this video. Your support helps us create more stories just like this one. See you in the next video.